Hello everyone, welcome to FriendlyRN Teach, where nursing becomes simple and friendly. Let's get into it. Today the topic is crisis. Let's understand it in easy way. See what is meant by crisis. Crisis is sudden situation in life that causes a person to feel upset, confused or unable to cope using normal ways. See, think if you face any problem or situation suddenly, then what's your mind will respond? Your mind is in confusion state, unable to do work normally, right? This is called as a crisis. Let's see the characteristics of the crisis. First one, sudden onset. Next, second one, overwhelming stress. Third one, disruption of normal functioning. Fourth one, immediate need for interventions. These are the main characteristics you will see while the crisis is arises. Let's discuss the types of a crisis, which is developmental crisis, situational crisis, existential crisis, acute crisis, chronic crisis, epidemic crisis, social or adventitious crisis. Let's understand within two lines. What is meant by developmental crisis? The developmental crisis arises from normal life transitions and developmental stages such as adolescence, adulthood or aging. See for example, retirement stage. If a person going to retire, and at that moment, at that stage, he will think that what I will do next after the retirement, what my situation will goes after it. This type of in-depth question is arises in that person, and due to that person, the person felt very stressed about it. Or for example, if a adolescent girl or a boy turned into the adult stage, they didn't face any problems. They didn't face any problems and responsibilities in their adolescence age. Suddenly, the adult stages arises. Few responsibilities are there on their back and they don't know how to handle them. That stage leads to the crisis, right? Next, situational crisis. In the name itself, the situation, you get it. What is meant by situational crisis? It results from unexpected or sudden events that disrupt an individual life. For example, job loss. Today you went to the office, suddenly your manager called you and he or she said that you fired from the job. It means you don't know the reason why he or she is removing you from the job. At that moment, your mind with full of questions. You don't know what to do. You don't know what is the reason why the manager is removing you from the job. This is one type of a situational crisis, and another example is divorce. In that situation, one partner wants the divorce, another partner don't want the divorce. See, who don't want the divorce from their partner, they will feel the stress. They will feel that crisis due to that situation. You get my point, right? This is the situational crisis. Next, move on to the existential crisis. See, the existential crisis involves deep questions about the meaning of life, purpose of life, and one's place in the world. See, in existential crisis, where the person is when near to the experiences of chronic illnesses like cancer. For example, cancer. The cancer patient is taking chemotherapy, radiation therapy. And at a particular point of time, he or she will question themselves that why my life is like this, what is the purpose of my life, why I'm in this situation, why I'm existing in this world. These type of questions will arise in their mind about the existential. And also they will think that where my life was started and how it's going through the crisis, and now I'm at the final stage of my life. These type of deep questions will arise in their mind. And next, to move on to the acute crisis. Acute means less than 6 months. This acute crisis is immediate, often overwhelming, and requires urgent interventions. See, when acute crisis arises, you need immediate interventions, urgent interventions to stop acute to chronic. For example, depression. See, if you give the treatment for the depression prior, it won't turn into severe depression, or else it will lead to so many mental illnesses. Next, suicidal attempts. If the person attempt for suicide, immediately he or she need the interventions because it may chance arise again. It may chance he or she will attempt again for the suicide. You are going on a road, just simply walking on a road, suddenly you saw one car accident just near or just in front of you. That acute trauma will daily recapping on your mind. For that you need a counseling. For that you need interventions to get rid out of from that. These are all the acute crises. And next move on to the chronic crisis. You know the meaning of a chronic, where persisting for a long time or constantly reoccur. See what is meant by chronic crisis. Persistent and long-lasting crisis that have ongoing effect. For example, long-term unemployment. If a person is going for interviews after their graduation, he or she attended many interviews, but there is no job for them. There is no hiring, even though they perform well. That will be a long-lasting where long-term unemployment leads to the chronic crisis. Another example is domestic violence. It is the mistreating of any family member or a partner by another. This domestic violence is not acute. Once a person is abusing their partner, it's not going to be acute. It will be until their mindset will changes. He or she will abuse it through emotionally, verbally, physically, psychologically. And this is a chronic crisis. Next, move on to the epidemic crisis. What is meant by epidemic crisis? The crisis triggered by widespread health emergencies affecting the large population. Epidemic means the disease that spread quickly and affects many individuals at the same time. The example, pandemic situations. In every mind, the pandemic situation means everyone get one name. That is the COVID-19. The COVID-19 is like rememberable situation to entire the world. This is the main example you will able to remember when the epidemic crisis will arises. And the last one is social or advantageous crisis. What is it? It affects large groups or entire communities, often involve shared trauma or disruption. For example, any natural disasters like floods, earthquakes. See, these are the sudden crises which arises in our community. Due to this crisis, the total community will suffer. So this is the social advantageous crisis. And also any protests are going on in a society that will lead to the crisis. Those protests damages many things in our surroundings. These are all the types of crises. See, this video is quick reference. If you don't know the topic or you're not able to understand the topic even though you are reading many books, this video will help you out. Also, it is like a quick revision before your examination. Please note it down on your books, this concise matter about the crisis. It will helpful before your examination. Thank you for learning with FriendlyRN Teach. If this video helped you, please like, share and subscribe. See you in next class.